And welcome. Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody. Got some money, so I just got paid. Not really. That was another payday go. You guys, welcome. I know I didn't really plan this. I had been telling you guys that I would pop in for the evening and be doing free mini readings and to keep an eye out and sign up for notifications. So hopefully you did. And hopefully you're going to find yourself here. And I will do my best to share it on Facebook and in all the places. But really, hey man, I hope that you are having a good night. I hope that whatever it is that you're doing, that you're having fun. What are you doing? Where are you at? And what brought you in to tonight's free mini reading? Hmm. I wonder if you're having thoughts. I wonder if you've got something going on. I wonder if you have been subject to all the craziness in the astrology. Probably, I expect. Capricorn moving and some really wild solar flares and just kind of, craziness afoot. And that just is we talked about this on astrology and alchemy. So I'm not surprised, you're not surprised, we're not surprised. I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? I'm not. But the deck that I'm using tonight, ID, is the Mystical Medley deck. I know that I've been known to use a range of my tarot decks, oracle decks, all sorts of runes and different tools. I really love this deck. I think it's really fun. I think the imagery on it, I think the art on it, dang, I love it. I love, love, love it. So I'm just going to sit here and kind of shuffle and allow people the time to pop on so that all of the advertisements on the Paranormal channel and Astrology and Alchemy on Facebook, all those places have a chance to pass. Hello, Southern Love Paranormal from Las Vegas. Welcome. First time on your live channel. Wow, first time. Well, great. Welcome having you. I used to do these all the time. I used to do them every night, but I work and have a family life. And so I've kind of spent the last year, well, trying to take care and caregive for people who aren't doing so great on their health. And so less and less paranormal, but that's shifting as everyone gets healthier and things shift and change. And I really love reaching out to my paranormal family. Usually this time of year, I am in Alton, Illinois for those at the Haunted America Paranormal Convention with Troy Taylor. And so I kind of haunt that event every other year. It's kind of something that Troy has allowed me to be a part of. And I'm hoping next year to see those of you who go and who want to go to see me live lecturing in some way, shape, or form on something paranormal related. And as my children are now older, they can come with me or they can stay behind. And I'm not going to be like, leaving someone with an infant or anything. So that makes me excited for future opportunities to do all sorts of crazy things. And there are some crazy things indeed lined up for this fall. So hopefully you guys will join me and I can get some insight. Okay, I feel good about that. Shuffling the tarot deck. How much do you shuffle? How long do you shuffle? Until you feel like it. I mean, statistically, maybe at least 7 times, but until it feels good in your hand, right? Anybody out there want a reading? Divination, like Reiki or any other psychic energy work, it's kind of invasive. It's an energy exchange, which if you don't know someone, can create a intimacy or familiarity that's immediate. So you have to give permission. It's extremely important to give permission. So for anybody joining, if you would like a free mini reading, let me know. I was married, but my wife, Sarah, of 19 years, passed away on April. Oh, I'm so sorry. Just picked up her ashes yesterday. Oh, my goodness. I'm so. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. 19 years. What an amazing relationship. What an accomplishment. So you're bringing her back home with you. Um, hmm. Crazy. Oh, yeah? Tell me about Jack. Is he all he says he is? Hmm. Man, somebody else asking about my cup. Very good question. By the way, I love this is why I love my coffee cups. What? Yes, it's a real thing. Monsanto and all sorts of crazy things. Okay, So, permission. I definitely don't want to overstep. So, D, let me know if you want me to pull a card for you. I'm seeing some interaction where it's oh yes and oh yeah, but then there's some statements afterwards where I don't want to um, overstep. Because let's be honest, anything that you might say or someone might interpret in a psychic reading can really change how they feel about things. Power of suggestion is real. So kind of be aware. Mean Green. What a fun name. I like that name. I think of Mr. Green means no. You may have a card because you asked. One of my favorites. Mean Green, I want you to think about, and for everyone before you pull a card, think about what is your framing? What is this about? What question are you asking? The more specific your question, the more specific your answer can be. And this is the Fool. The fool on the hill sees the sun going down. I like this. He's dressed as an ass, like Pinocchio. Um, Also, a lot of imagery here for those people that work in the occult. I mean, right down to the bells and the jester's outfit, the dog walking over the cliff. I mean, all of it. I love the Fool. Fool's the very beginning, the zero, the seed, the initial mustard moment of intention. And I think that whatever it is that you're going through, this is a major arcana card. And this is the beginning. This is in the beginning, right? Alpha and Omega. Not to be ignorant, not to be the fool, to be aware, but also don't drain yourself, with when I see like kids splashing in puddles or, parents going, stop doing that. You're going to get your stuff dirty. It's like there is a time and place for enjoying those things. And maybe it is when you're a child, you know. The fool does things with new eyes for the first time, and that is priceless. But it can get you in trouble too. So be aware without stifling your sparkle, I guess is the best way to say it. And hopefully that makes sense for you. D, yes, please, you have my permission. D, boom. Um, Thank you. I knew her for 34 years. Oh, that is so cool. You guys knew her. Oh my gosh. I love hearing good love stories like that. Thank you for sharing that. D, ooh, another major arcana card. What do I mean by major arcana? That means if you're someone who is Christian, or maybe you're someone who does yoga, or you're someone who can look at this and be familiar with it. Maybe you're like a Tool fan or something. If we're teaching the Sephiroth, if we're teaching the Tree of Life, if we're teaching, occult magic, this is going to be the major arcana. And that is major 22 pathways of significant influence or milestone throughout your life or ascension. The Hierophant. Hierophant. The Hierophant. Oh, I love the keys. Look at this. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to shut my yapper. Look at this. Look at this. Look up here. I love the towers. Very significant. True to form. Yes. Go Atreyu. Run Atreyu. Don't stop. Don't stop. He who is the gatekeeper. He who is kind of holding judgment. Oh, there went my phone. Someone who is making sure that you are doing the right things. But what is right? What is right and wrong, good and bad, left and right, black and white, this kind of a thing ends up being like ancient alchemy. I love that he's sitting on a mushroom. I love that there's a little Pac-Man on the back, little Templar. Oh, excuse me. I love the all-seeing eye. Gosh, I love all of the imagery on this, and I don't want to deter anyone. But for you, D, I hope that you will take a picture of this. And if you are interested in kind of higher level occult and cool magic work, that you'll see some of the amazing symbols on here and be guided by them. Don't let someone gatekeep what it is that you are truly passionate about, and know with your gut instinct what is right and wrong, not by the rules put in part by governed entities. It's really good for the politics of right now, actually. I know that it's been a really crazy last few days. And for those of you who do join us on Astrology and Alchemy on Tuesday nights, you know that we predicted this way back in January. And we talked about it on the podcast over and over, the Roe versus Wade specifically, a few times. And so, politically speaking, mm, who is governing what? What does this say or mean? And being aware of those pillars is really important. So, hopefully that makes sense for you, Dee. Um, yeah. No, and bless you, and bless you. I'm not dead yet. I hope that you guys who are joining in, if you want a reading, just let me know. I'm getting a lot of private messages about questions that they don't want me to mention on air, but are asking me about, and I really can't do 5 things at once. So don't be offended if I just answer those after I disconnect here. So, if you guys have it, or if there's anyone else joining me in the chat room who would like, I know Saturday nights, and I didn't plan this, so it's not as crazy as it usually is. And I kind of like that. Usually we have all sorts of people in here, and it kind of gets wild and between trolls and just one reading after the other. Sometimes it just is a constant flow. I like being able to address individuals and answer questions. So if you guys do have any questions at all, let me know. You're very welcome, Dee, by the way. Yeah, Matt nailed it about Roe versus Wade. And that's what's amazing is we had talked about very specific things in our January episode of predictions and how to do predictive magic, being able to meditate in that hypnagogic state, access information without a lot of bias, kind of put down what you think is going to happen. And Matt even had said, like, oh, I fucking hate saying this. I don't want to say this, but like, this is what I'm thinking. And then we sat there and talked about it and discussed it. And it really is amazing to sometimes see those things come to fruition. Um, because yeah, you have to work with your own skepticism and manifestation abilities to be like, I didn't make that happen. I just knew that was going to happen. How did you know that was going to happen? That's kind of wild. But anyway, um, it's really exciting, I think. So what I am going to do is I'm probably going to hop off here and go on Facebook and try and incorporate everybody who joins me on social media. Mean Green, do you communicate with the other side? So, as far as like mediumship goes and channeling and things of that nature, I do. And it's not always by choice of choice, meaning that the empathy, the ability to be open, for me, a lot of times it can come when I'm really stressed, and it can also not be there when I'm really stressed. But usually, almost always, I don't want to be a Sith. Um, Sitting down with someone and connecting with them, like in a psychic reading or a tarot reading. Hello, Ruth. I will hear things and sense things and feel things. Really depends on the energy and on the person. And if that person's open to it, and I also mean the energy too. It's kind of a triangle, a triad that's placed. I enjoy communicating with people on the other side. It's not always, I think, what people expect or want it to be. I struggle with the living and the expectations of what it should be. So someone saying like, I want to talk with so and so, and they sit down for a reading and we connect, and so maybe doesn't come through, maybe they do, maybe it's minimal discussion, but instead like their Uncle John comes through and their Uncle John wants to talk to them about all this stuff and share a family recipe, and that's not necessarily what they want. But coercion is not something that I support in the living, and I don't support it really in any situation. And so spiritually, it doesn't work that way either. And I have had strange things come up. I have found over the years working with people, working in parapsychology, working in psychology, working in counseling, working in the paranormal, working with ITC devices. My sister, she has the gift with animals. She has an amazing gift of psychometry. She can touch something and get details that are wildly specific. My intuition works a little differently. I tend to see trauma. It's the reason that I went into forensics. It's the reason that I work specifically with heinous crime, is because I have kind of felt through my experiences that I was kind of desensitized, but also very familiar with. certain traumatic frequencies. So people will sit down next to me, like on a flight or on a Greyhound, or sometimes at Red Lobster, the waitress. A voice comes through, and it's like a memory insertion. It's like a flash of an experience that is not yours. You don't know that person, and I can recognize it. And if that person is open to hearing, it's almost like a dissociative thought, like writing a book or painting a picture. You start doing it, you stop overthinking it, and it just happens. And then after it's done, you look at it and you're like, holy cow, did that even come out of me? And it is almost like a channeling of sorts. You're using your body as a speaker system for energy to flow through. And that can be exhausting as well. So I think sometimes because of the work that I do, I haven't done as many psychic readings because the work that I'm doing Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, is so high energy. But I do love doing readings, and I love connecting with people on the other side. And here soon, I'm going to be taking a group of people out in Minneapolis to a cemetery and teaching psychometry and intuition by doing gravestone cleanings and spending time. You can always volunteer at your local cemetery, by the way, to do cleaning. And historic societies usually do it, but they can always use a hand. Going up behind a tombstone or a gravestone and feeling it and seeing it and talking to it, trying to make some sort of a connection. Scribbling notes, usually almost always a pen and paper, is really helpful because it's another form of energy to be able to move through a device, and sometimes even easier than your vocal cords or your mouth to go through your hand. And then you come around to say thank you for your time, and you realize, holy cow, I got all of the numbers right. Holy cow. I know when it's a woman or when it's a child. Holy cow, I kept saying the word desire or divine, and those words are like written, here in the epitaph. Like, it's kind of cool to connect with your own intuition and see what information you really have a fine tuned intuition for. So, when am I doing this? Hopefully in the next month. Hopefully in the next month. Um, Fort, not Fort Snelling. Yeah, Fort Snelling. Um, and then Golden Valley is another location. So, D, I offered to do a reading to a waitress once. I kept saying, you have a son. And she finally admitted she had given up a son for adoption, and he's looking for you on an adoption website. And they finally found each other. Oh, I love those stories. That's a good story. My stories are never that good. Good meaning positive and friendly and heartwarming. Maybe that's not true. Maybe they are. I've had some heartwarming ones. A lot of times it's like, I'm getting the voice of someone, but they're gurgling and it's trying. They're strangled. Oh my God, my brother was strangled. He is strangled. Like, you're crying over your cheese biscuits. Anyway, may or may not have happened. May or may not be real. D, that is so cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, guys, don't forget, I do readings. So if you guys would like a reading, I just got, for those of you who join me on social media, know that I went and got haggis because I had to. I got the opportunity to go and get a little bearded dragon, and he is just the cutest thing ever. And so someone was like, so are you doing haggis readings? And I was like, I absolutely am. But I'm also going to be traveling to Kansas City soon. And with the gas prices and things, I absolutely am doing readings. So the window of opportunity, if you would like to get a reading, a mini reading or a full reading, divination, tarot, but also my spirit guide readings, I think those are probably the most popular lately. Um, and those are $80, where you really just kind of send me your birthday and try not to send me too much of anything. If you have any specific questions, I'm always down to answer specific questions and whatever information comes to me. But I like to put down archetypes, kind of going off of the archetype wheel: music, quotes, guides, readings, poems, music, entities, cartoon characters. I mean, crazy colors, themes, things that come to me that I definitely feel are relative to your spirit guide and my psychic impression of that. and to be able to send visuals and an audio reading to you that you can share and re-listen to whenever you'd like. So that's usually how I do a lot of my readings because I live in um, a space where I don't always get great internet connection, and I have children screaming and dogs barking. So because in private readings with COVID, I can give you my attention, and I always can do that remotely, of course. I like to do an audio recording that I can send to you. Then that way you always have it. So let me know if that's something you are interested to or want to gift someone as well. So for Dana, who's asking, can you do gift cards? I absolutely can and would love to do that for you. So just message me here privately or wherever you're listening from, or check out paranormalsarah.com. Hannah, pregnancy? What question mark? What does that mean? Are you asking me? Are you asking you? Are you asking the universe? Mean Green. Yes, you are a real person. How refreshing. I think so. Um, I could be reptilian. No, I'm not. um, I'm not, and I am a real person. It's true. I have skin and wrinkles and children and people and so Caitlin Victoria, thank you. Says I shared. What is next in love for me? So I will take that as permission to pull a card for you, Caitlin. Let me pull a card for you specifically. Jeffrey, that's a pretty heavy question. When can I finally die? Talk about all the politics. We're not even in most places a right to die space. So it kind of depends on your jurisdiction, but also your spirituality and your mental health and things like that. Um, Hannah said, I'm asking you and the universe. Well, I'll tell you right now is a really good window for getting pregnant. So be careful out there if you're screwing around with that. A lot of life change and that shift in Capricorn is pretty big. So, you know, from now to August is a really good window. So be careful. Unless that's what you want, which I get a feeling that it might be what you want. In which case, if it is what you want, man, Hannah, I get a lot for you, Hannah. So let's hold on a second. Caitlin, I pulled this card for you. What's next? Caitlin. Oh, look, the sun. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. But be careful. It's going to be bright. It's going to be bright. And the sun, you can get burned. Do you know what I mean? You can, it's the pale horse too. Don't, don't, don't like the moth to the flame. It's so beautiful. Don't. And then it's like, be careful with the gravitational pull and the fire and the passion and the desire that you have to do things sometimes so blindly because you just feel a warmth pulling you like the sun does. It keeps things in motion. It gives you your reason to sprout and to live and to grow. And we need the sun, absolutely. But in cycles, you still need your circadian rhythm. You still need to be able to turn off. So the sun, and this is another major arcana card. So this is like a significant center of life. Man, we're talking about pregnancy even. This can be children. This can be family. This can be the center of the universe. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. But don't get over focused on that because that over focus can blind you. It can be so bright that it burns you. You burn out like a social worker or a teacher doing too much for other people. You just can't. You got to be careful. And so moderation. Hello, Christy. I'm so glad to see you in the chat. Welcome. We've missed you. Hannah. I don't think it's going to be the person that you're with, Hannah, but I don't want to say that because I don't know anything about you. But I get a sense that there's other people in the realm and there's another person in the realm and that all things are going to come together right around September, October, and that maybe this time next year you'll be pregnant, but it may not even be with the person you're with. But I'd have to probably further connect with you to get a better sense of what I'm saying. D, Jeffrey, that is a legal question. Most readers will not touch that kind of thing. What did Jeffrey ask? Let me scroll back up. Can a vet take care of it for me? Can a vet? Oh, when you finally die? No, a vet cannot take care of it. Are you talking veterinarian or veteran? I mean, both of which professionally probably could, but legally can't. I don't believe, I think Oregon's the only state that it has the right to die. And as far as like people getting all up in arms on the Roe versus Wade thing, this is also another very important, not just a gender equality, but like all people are going to die kind of non discriminatory issue. Um, Dr. Kevorkian went to jail, and that's a struggle. And as far as like readers not touching that sort of thing, um, what's interesting, Jeffrey, is usually those people asking have a very strong will to live. And if you have a good, strong will to live and a curiosity of death, you'll probably live just as long as you need to. And I don't know when that will be because that's up to you. You have that choice. But asking another person to help you with it, no, not appropriate, I don't think. But maybe, I don't know, it's an ethical discussion, right? I've had that discussion in forensics many times, and I do non denominational end of death sessions. So I do help people come to terms and come to peace with things that they might be struggling with. And if you are struggling with things, you absolutely should reach out and get help about it. Because I think, if anything, living with peace and dying with peace are options everyone does have. It's not a right, it's not a privilege. It's just something that is eligible to you if you want it. And I think it does make death a little bit nicer. And people ask all the time, why do ghosts remain or linger? And I think lingering is a heavier energy. I think it does have to do with the do re mi fa sol la ti do, and that if you are stuck in a space of anger and anchored to things with resentment, that you are going to stay attached in that way. So, uh, oh man, I'm trying to reach my phone that fell. Okay, there it is. Um, Love your hair. It looks gorgeous. Just finished saxophone practice and saw your live video. I love saxophone practice. I've been listening to some really cool saxophone players on TikTok that do a live session every night. Actually, someone ironically from Kansas City, which I will be in Kansas City soon. If you guys are there or around there and would like a private reading or portrait photography session, let me know. Caitlin, you're very welcome. Hi, Mary. Jeffrey said a veterinarian. I mean, a veterinarian technically could, but they shouldn't. And you don't ever want to have anybody deal with that because that'll be homicide. So, I hope that you find peace and can reach out and talk with, veterinarians are very empathetic people. Obviously, all their patients can't communicate their pain or their problems. And so they have to be able to poke and prod and find it. Um, and I think that takes a great level of skill and empathy and communication. So I imagine they'll be able to help you navigate life rather than death. And so, yeah, hopefully you find peace in that, Jeffrey. Carson, hello. Yes, Oregon is the only state. I thought so, but it changes all the time. It doesn't change all the time, but I mean, in other places it does. So, we'll send a thought and a prayer and whatever it is that you need. Just let us know. Um, yeah, mean green. I don't understand that, so I'll just let that be. All that you want, I can. Kimberly Reagan said, "Could I please have a reading if possible?" Absolutely. That's all you need to do if you're joining in live. If you'd like a free mini reading for me to pull a tarot card for you, let me know. I do need your permission. It's like vampirism. I don't want to take that energy or give you guidance unless you want it. So think about it. Really, 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 really think about, frame that question, Kimberly, what it is that you're looking for further guidance on. And don't forget, guys, if you would like a full reading, some of my mini readings are like $30. Go get one. Gas prices are high. Says Mary. Thank you, Mary. But you can check out that at paranormalsarah.com or message me. But Kimberly, man, holy cow. Another major arcana card. I'm kind of wondering here. We must all be really going through it. And I did say that at the beginning, so whatever. The world. The world. Kimberly, this is, and as you can see, this Betty Boop character, and she's boop, boop, be doop, boop. And you've got boomerangs, and you've got all the alchemy symbols dancing around this wreath. And the idea, you've even got the fates, the strings wrapping and intertwining the world. I always think of The Price is Right. Come on down. Hello, Jason. Welcome. And you can't pull or play the game, like the big wheel, you can't do that unless you do it and put in the effort. And this carnival game of life, it is like a carousel going around and around, and the seasons and Mother Earth and Father Time and all this stuff. You get on and off. Like Jeffrey, you get on and off. And a lot of times, the more you go around, you're learning, you're appreciating, you're able to be humble, you're able to apply things. Things get easier, things get more enjoyable. And the world suggests, Kimberly, you're going through something that you've been through before, like a life deja vu. But this time, the second time around, you know what you're doing this time. And you don't have to live with resentment. You can get back on the horse. And it will provide you the opportunity to live, experience, or love that out of your system. And you will know it as the world turns. And and the world will continue turning. So if you're not ready now, it'll happen again. And I kind of think that's an interesting card. Also, for right now, we've got Saturn in retrograde for the next 4 months. It's going to be chaos. We talked about this on Astrology and Alchemy for rules, regulations, and bans. And yeah, so I hope that that makes sense too. I think it will. Mary Beth says, I would like a quick reading. Well, let's do it. What? Okay, this is the first minor arcana card. Good, Mary. Meaning it's not a huge deal, but it is kind of a big deal because it is the number 10. The 10 of cups. 10 of cups. So you got 10, resolution, completion. Da, 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 da. See, there's accolades. Everyone's happy. And of cups. This is relationships, connections, what you fill your cup with. Liquid, water, emotional energy. We are getting ready and approaching the new moon in Cancer. So get ready. That's next Tuesday. That's going to be emotional. That's going to be a lot of intuitive connection and relationship growth. And the 10 of cups, man, this is that everything's kind of a culmination. Everybody's around the campfire together. This is maybe a family reunion, even. But as we get to the top of the mountain, you realize, okay, some of the next steps are going to be like formalization, maybe a marriage or like a retirement, like a big thing, which would be like going into the knight or the jack or the queen. Or it's going to move over into the ace of air, where you begin talking about things and showing and mentoring others to be able to attain what you've attained. So it's like kind of a cool space to understand that this is a full completion and a reunion. I'm getting a sense that this is more of a family reunion type thing. And I love the 10. It's both hands. It's a yeah, raise the roof. That might age me a little bit. Mary Beth said, I am still shocked about yesterday. I am still very angry. I know a lot of people are. The social services department, especially on fire, people on fire protesting cities. Um, Appreciate you as well. You will see me on Tuesday. You'll see me on Tuesday for the Astrology and Alchemy show. We might move it depending on if Matt is in town, but just keep an eye on that. You will get an update if you follow along for notifications. And yeah, I love doing readings for you guys. So if you ever need one, let me know. If you'd like to go get a full reading and support my journey to Kansas City and our new lizard haggis, you can absolutely go do that at paranormalsarah.com. Someone asked, did you get him? I did. I did. And they're not cheap. It would turn out lizards you end up buying the store. So I did that. But he's super cute. And Haggis will be doing readings with me in the mornings whenever he is a little bit less saucy. He's still super exciting and really likes my hair. He likes to jump into my hair, and then I can't get the lizard out of my hair. Um, that's happened twice now. So Christy said, gosh, I love your readings. I would love a card. Well, then let's do one. Christy, 3 of Pentacles, past, present, future of Earth. This is a culmination of your thoughts and your feelings and a coming together, the trifecta, as you can see here, the witness, the Templar, the builder, the mason. That 3 is communication, right? The third wheel. But of Pentacles, it's an earth. So this is fruition. This is of structure. This is like your house. This is a contractor. This is a builder. This is someone who's helping you invest. It can be finances, but it's usually going to be like a thought or a long-term goal, something that is about patience, something that can be your actual body as well. A slow build and a welcoming to third communication that is a collaboration and a communication effort to invest and to grow. And it is a fruitful endeavor. which is a good thing. So, Christy, I hope that that finds you well. Donna, so boom, I would love a reading. Donna, Two of Wands. I love it. It looks like the Fantasia character. He's also got his Templar cross. He's holding the world in his hands, like Atlas shrugged almost, but he's also got his broomsticks held up there. The Two of Wands. What are you going to do? What action are you going to take? The choices that you have to make, left or right, the road less traveled of the two paths diverging in the woods. This is going to almost be a little bit of, what would I say? Oh, Sagittarius energy, maybe a little Sagittarius jive going on there. It's going to be asking, like, look, you got a lot going on, but what are you going to do? You need to be making the choice of action, and you do need to do it now. So that's kind of exciting. And I think that it's actually going to end up being a fun and cool thing because we have a lot of Aries in the chart. And just people are doing things right now. They're healing, they're overcoming. And it is life and death. It is career. It is retirement. It is big time investment, as well as for the country, for the world. It's a micro and macro thing. Um, it's a great time for connection and growth. So I like seeing that. And the two is a good stable duality. It's also well balanced harmony, even if you will. Hi, John Jenkins. Welcome. Jeffrey, physical and financially burdened. Hmm. Well, Jeffrey, what I can tell you, being someone who works in crisis and in counseling, is that the cost to exist is disgusting. The fact that this construct that we've made for ourselves as humans has really kind of put way too much stress than it should on a person because we don't really have any more of a purpose than the bluebird or the earthworm than to just wake up and survive and love if we can. So if you find that it's hard to just do those two things, it is a good indication to make change. It doesn't have to mean end. It can be just make change. So, however, any one of us listening can help you do that. Let us know. And there is always options near you and around you. And even so much as instead of disconnecting completely, coming on in the internet using the matrix, the magical technology machine to connect with others like you're doing right now. So, that is pretty darn cool, I think. But let's pull a card. Let's see, Jeffrey, what do you have for me? You're kidding me. Are you kidding me? Okay, so this is my cards, and this is this deck. But let's talk about it, because hey, why not? Change. What? It looks like death. It sounds like death. My gosh, it's even a skeleton on a pale horse. But this isn't a cemetery. This isn't a funeral. This isn't a coffin in a box. This is a man in armor fighting with a flag like a pirate chasing people scared running because death is powerful. It is a force of change. It is a force of reckoning. It is, I've had enough, and it's a ritual of major life beginnings and endings. When people pull the death card, they usually do get scared. They get nervous, especially if you were just talking about death or suicide or crisis. To look something directly in the face, we shouldn't be scared of it. I love death because it is the suggestion of a new beginning. And the Grim Reaper usually doesn't have a face because it's not meant to host a pity party, it's meant to just be with you. And that's it. The blade to help you cut your cords from the physical. And it is a new beginning. So I like how the card has depicted this and the artist has illustrated it. If you have a tarot deck that you are working with, all of the cards' meanings are the same because they use numerology and alchemy and, well, geometric math, really. But the imagery that the artist will do tells you a lot about their personality. And it kind of gives you the personality of the deck, too. So, as Mary says, the death is of something too. It could be a job, a relationship, or even an attitude. It is major change, indeed. And that gratitude space, Mary sharing, I'm blessed that I have my grandsons. I'm blessed, for intuition. I'm blessed for these things, for being able to tune in tonight. Um, that's what's kind of amazing about gratitude is It is an expanding energy and it grows. So if you can get yourself in that mindset, even for me tonight, I ate a pizza in the park. Man, the pizza is going to make me sick. It's going to give me heartburn. I'm going to feel so sick tomorrow. Ew. And like I could totally go down that frequency. Real easy too, by the way. But instead, I'm thinking, man, I was eating pizza in the park in the sunshine and there weren't very many bugs and there was music in the air. And like I can be grateful for so many things. And just that perspective, it's not even with my eyes, it's not with my ears. It's the the divine choice, which path to choose, the polarity. And that's kind of cool. So Ruth says, man, I give you permission to pull a card. Hmm. I've not pulled this one before. The Nine of Pentacles, not in this deck. Look at the little snail. Look at the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. And look, you've got your thistle plant that is in Fantasia's too. Oh, it looks like you have a little dodo bird maybe. Oh, he's cute. Ruth, this looks like, well, and we do know 9 is anticipation. You're so close to the end, but you're not quite there yet. So this is a 90% of the way through a mindful, patient, thought endeavor, an investment that you've made in your home or house space, your earth space, your practical material space, and that you're 90% of the way to the growth. So as you can see here, he's like, man, I'm almost there. I've almost got it. We're almost done. And you are almost done, which is exciting. Some people will get self-destructive in that space because when you're done, what? Then what? Don't do that. But also don't be like Mount Everest where the most bodies are found almost at the top, not the top, and not the bottom. But when you realize like, oh, I'm almost there, and you have a moment of reprieve and you lose focus. I would say 9 is where people lose focus. And you've got this, and this intuitive probably stocks, or like, when do I end? When do I pull out? Like this moment of gambling with an investment of material space. Not yet. The answer is not yet. John Jenkins, welcome. Please feel free to pull a card for me. And thank you. You're very welcome. And guys, coming up here on 45 minutes, which, I love spending my Saturday nights with you. But I'm also going to go jump on Facebook and answer all those DMs that I'm getting in those private things. If you would like a reading, you would like to support our trip to Kansas City, I'm going to be going to check out my dad. He still does need an O positive kidney. So if you or someone you know would like to be a kidney donor, you're in or around the Missouri area, we have been waiting for a long time. Almost a year now of nightly dialysis. And it's, getting kind of old. So talk about that mental space. It is. So if you or someone you know is an O positive kidney donor, or you know someone, let me know. Or if you'd like to get a reading, let me know. So, John, Pentacles. It's another earth energy. Earth, Taurus, Earth, Capricorn, Earth, Virgo. These vibes. Thoughts of materialism, thoughts of investment, thoughts and things that you're thinking that you need to grow. But this is the 10. The old man, all the characters, everyone's celebrating. This is the party. Look at everybody's there in the castle. This is 10. This is a celebration. This is a completion. This is a high five. This is a fist punch in the air. This is everybody feeling abundant. And this is kind of the end of the road for a certain investment or a growth or a time to pull the fruit from the tree. It is time to collect and go. It is time to say, I'm going to go ahead and cash out now. This would be the time. Whereas in the card just before, not quite yet. Now it is. John, for you, it is. And this is a great card for abundance. This suggests that there is going to be, money and happiness and financial security and things of that nature in and around this card for the decisions that you're making. And so that's always good to hear. Let us know how it turns out. And I hope that that makes sense for you. I think it will. All right, Jason Roan. I know that name. And so I wonder, I mean, obviously you're joining me online. We know each other. We live on this world together at the same time and space. Jason, where do I know you? Did I go to high school with you? Do I know you, Jason? Anyway, Jason Roan, this is for you. Major Arcana card. What? The star. Wish I may, wish I might. Look at pouring all the shit out. What are you doing? That's our water. I trust on the stars. Wish on a star. And that is what the star card is really about. Another major life event that is taking high risk, high reward. And you're like, fuck it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Pour it all out. Pour every resource you have out and into it. You're doing it because you've looked up and said, I trust. I have faith. It's going to work out. It's going to unfold just as it should, which, by the way, it usually does. But the ability to completely empty out all of your vessel for complete new shed of abundance is a big, big step of risk. And the star would say, it will be rewarded. It will be rewarded. So, this new exciting, and it is a wish, you know, fortune is simply loving what you do, and fame is simply being loved by someone, said Jason Mraz. The star encompasses all of that. So, good things, amazing fame and fortune coming your way because of the expenses that you've paid forward and relinquished yourself of. So, that's kind of a powerful card. I wonder what that means. What's going on? Jason, good luck to you in that. You guys, I have been really having a good time with you guys tonight. A lot of really fun new friends and faces and names that I just do not know or recognize, which is cool. And those of you that I do, I'm so glad to see you. Christy, Mary, Ruth. Um, I love seeing you guys, Caitlin, Dee, Carson, Jalen, all of you. If you would like a private reading or if you have any further questions, let me know. Otherwise, for me, it's here. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I'm going to go check out some of the other social media sites, follow up with you guys. And if you have anything that you further need, like I said, don't hesitate. Check out paranormalsarah.com. Sign up for notifications. I'll be taking you guys along on my journeys and doing free readings all week. And then if you're interested in astrology, join me on Tuesday for our astrology and alchemy. So, all right, guys, have a great Saturday night, and I will talk with you later. Bye bye.